Hey there, welcome. It's Lotus, Art of Sacred Embodiment. Thanks for being here. Thanks for subscribing if you've subscribed. Thanks for giving a like. It is helping the algorithms. And as I have mentioned in previous videos, I'm slowly and organically trying to grow this channel to support those of you who are in the path of embodiment and really feel called to what I offer. So thank you for resonating and thank you for subscribing, liking. And with that, I'm going to veer into the area that I don't go into as much, and that is the topic of divine unions. So part of why I'm doing this is because this is some of the information that I have gotten over the last month or so. And so new seeds are being planted. And I'm going to be doing the elemental alchemy journey coming up for 5 weeks, February 1st through March 1st. And part of the inner alchemy that we're not going to go deeply into necessarily within the 5 weeks, but as we work with the elements, it begins to set the stage for the higher templates of divine relationship. And one of those paths is through the elemental alchemy of the inner marriage or inner union. And that would be of the divine union, right? So I've talked before, there's other videos where I kind of go through those stages, right? The developmental stages of romantic relationship and partnership. Divine union is not one that I talk about as much because the majority of us are not really hitting that octave yet, including myself. We can dip our toes in to these higher expressions, but there are very few that are actually holding this complete template in their right aligned blueprint at this time. But this is a growing template that more and more are going to be ready to step into. So it's kind of a long-winded way of if you align deeply with sacred partnership and divine union, or even the divine counterpart and twin flame template. And when I mention the twin flame template, I use that loosely, and the perception and the way that I hold the twin flame really is about the inner union first and deep self-love before we come into the external divine counterpart union. And so that's kind of a whole different topic. But if sacred relationship, divine partnership resonates, if you know that this is in your, in your mapping, then this is probably for you. So one of the questions that I'm asking, I have both the Pleiadians that I work with within the Divine Union template and my Twin Flame template, and then I also have my Christed guides that are my teachers. And so there's a bit of a conversation going on, and I'm asking, how does the Divine Union template that I carry support this process of the unification of the masculine and feminine for humanity that are retemplating the earth? And so they go on to say, we hear you, both your human desire need for understanding and outcome, as well as the larger impact for the highest good of your planet. Then they say a little bit more, but where I really want to start with this is, so as a human species, as emotional beings capable of great love, affection, and compassion, and power that is expressed when two hearts come into a divine union frequency. So as humans, as humanity, we carry great power that we haven't really accessed based on divine love, based on cultivating an inner landscape of higher frequencies that are expressions of divine love. And so I want to go back to my playlist of embodied moments. These are meditations and light language activations that activate divine frequencies in our system. And I'm starting to talk a little bit more about them. I probably will do more in the future, but these are the ones that are already there. And for those that are on a path of love, right? When that is like your like your truest essence. And when you know that part of that comes from knowing that you're part of a blueprint of sacred partnership and divine union. These activations support the foundation that we need of our frequencies to be able to hold the preparation for higher love states. So we have a capacity to anchor in much higher vibrational qualities of being. And so what they're saying is, when two hearts come together that have activated and have gone through the initiation processes, the deep healing, the self-love, self-acceptance, the activating higher frequencies, finding a new bandwidth that we're operating from that's more unified, then the transformation for all of humanity is expedited. So this is beautiful and powerful. This gives us a glimpse into the polarities of the masculine and feminine in union on our planet. Reset or support are one of the main keys of resetting the consciousness and the frequency of New Earth on our planet. So when these two hearts of these polarities of counterparts come together and continue to transform the great love and affection and compassion that we have, then the transformation for all is expedited. Transformation into states of love, capital L, that you can't experience in and of yourselves, okay, in and of ourselves at a more earthbound, right, old earthbound density elemental structures. Okay, so at the old elemental structures, the frequency cannot be held. The transformational states of this love can't be experienced until we undergo these initiatory alchemical states within our bodies. Now, these can happen through specific practices. They can happen organically through, choosing love, through doing this deep healing work. They can happen both known and unknown. But at some point, we're going to recognize that we're operating from a soul perspective of I choose love, period. Okay, so because the elemental structures, the balance and consciousness of those old, outworn expressions are incomplete. Okay, they've served their purpose, and now the next tier is what's opening up. Each divine union couple, so to say, carries the proper configuration to transform one another into states that hold divine frequencies. So the way that I kind of see this is, and feel it when they talk about it, is two signatures, two divine signature frequencies that are evolving, okay, into this stage, this developmental stage. There is a moment when they come together and it clicks. Their signatures become completely coherent with one another and then activate even the next layer or level of that inner reality, that next level of love, to prepare for the next level. I'm going to skip ahead a little bit here. As the consciousness then expands further, so when the divine counterparts come together, their consciousness then automatically expands even more, and divine love becomes enlivened on a human level of experience. Okay? Opening the heart to deeper selflessness, patience, forgiveness, acceptance, unconditional space holding, because the configuration of these signatures clicks, making the counterparts inseparable anymore by lower tendency consciousness, because that lower tendency consciousness has already healed via the inner alchemy and the deeper inner work and preparation for maturation, deep trust, faith, devotion to self and to the other. So there's a lot of qualities that we're hearing are going to be anchored in as we continue to evolve and purify our own density, wounding, darkness, pain, suffering, into more freedom and joy and wholeness, right? And then as we move through sacred partnership, right? So sacred partnership in connection with this, I would say sacred partnership is kind of where we're still coming together. Now, maybe we're able to click at a signature level, okay? Because we've already done enough of the healing separately. And so there's a deep knowing of thyself, a feeling of self-trust, right? Self-honesty, anchoring in our deeper soul presence that then allows us to be in an initial partnership that might still have some lower tendencies. But there's enough sovereignty and autonomy and enough recognition that the partnership is already held and supported by divine source. And the devotion, seeds of devotion and deep commitment are already planted, that we're not going to go through the human drama stuff anymore. So those lower tendencies and consciousness have been healed. So now we're able to be embodying deeper levels of relational maturation and IQ. Deeper levels of holding our vulnerability and I'll say like radical honesty, as well as deep tenderness and compassion for the partner, that we don't have the fears that we used to have because we've healed the separation wounds to a deep degree. And so now we're just coming together for this higher purpose, with this deep knowing that we're held by God and that we belong together, right? It's like we know our person is the one. And so when we know that, we have deep safety that we can surrender into that and have, I love where they say, the unconditional deep space holding that we can have for one another without, freaking out perhaps in our lower wounded ways. And so then we're bringing in, right, these like the faith and trust and devotion and divine connection. As more of you grow into this readiness, sorry, I can't always read my writing because it's very fast, into this readiness by creating the container physically, energetically, and spiritually. Okay, so we aren't just doing our healing work just to feel better. We're doing our healing work to evolve into a very different expression of consciousness and human. We are evolving into a divine human. And by doing this, we support the whole of humanity. So when we are raising our frequency, when we're devoted to our evolution, physically, energetically, spiritually, emotionally, mentally, right? We do it for the all, not just for our tiny self anymore, but we needed to do it for our tiny self first, right? Because we didn't really know that there was this bigger picture because we weren't there yet. So together, the divine counterparts hold not only the model of what the potential is for humanity and the love of life, but also the expansion of energy to ripple outward, okay, from the union. It then ripples outward as great healing, harmony, unification, all organically supported by the initiatory stages that have come before. This kind of love, which literally transforms and clicks off codes of any and all who are ready to love more deeply, more consciously, more devotionally. Beautiful, right? The Earth species increases their evolutionary journey more quickly and effortlessly in the presence of divine love. This then sets the stage for the next wave of Earth's experience. So I'm going to end there because that's a lot. There's a lot more pages. So one of the best examples of this, really, I'm like 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh no, wait, no, that was 2, 1, 3, 4. Is the very last Matrix movie that came out. And I can't remember the name of it. It came out like 2 years ago, 3 years ago. But it was really about the rise, right, of not just the divine feminine, but it was focused on divine union. And they give this representation at the end of the power. And I'm not going to give it away in case you haven't seen it. But from this context of what I've read, you might want to go back if you have not seen it, or if you have seen it, and if you have not seen it, go back and check this out, even if you're not into all the other matrices. It's a powerful representation of the divine union and the power that the divine union has to transform our planet and humanity and, as they're saying, our species. And it also gives the shadow side of partly why there's been so much distortion and separation in the feminine and masculine polarities, and why there's been so much wounding from levels of unconsciousness that haven't wanted to release the hold of a divisive planet. But all that is now gone. Like all that's passé. We're working now effortlessly. So I just wanted to bring that in because it does touch a little bit on the alchemy that we're going to be moving into. And I'm going to put the links for those down below here for information to register for that. And again, that's going to start on February 1st. And if divine union, if sacred partnership, if conscious relationship is a part of what you feel is your calling, then you can look at what I offer in private work as well to support these evolutionary stages and phases. So, all right, I hope that that really landed for some of you who feel this resonance. More will be coming on that topic as well. And with that, I'm going to say farewell and much love. Blessings.